Brae, so the cat is out of the bag, mate. You are going to have a Hitfit location of your own.
Yes.
Talk to me about how much of a full circle moment this is for you from the first time you walked into Hitfit as a 14-year-old kid.
Man, I can't even express into words almost how it is. It's absolutely incredible. So I guess, as you said, like I stepped into Hitfit as a 14-year-old kid, just wanting to, lose some weight, get some general self-defense knowledge and skills, and just sort of start something for myself, because I wasn't necessarily happy with myself at that time. And then, like you said, full circle moment, like I started with the kids and then progressed through with the kids classes. I did that for, I reckon, a good 6 to 8 months. And then from there, I stepped up and joined in with the adult classes, and I found like I met so many new people and built so many new connections. And then COVID hit. For some people, like a lot of people say COVID was some of the worst times of their lives. For me personally, it was actually one of the best times of my lives, I found, because I did online training with you guys and made success possible throughout that journey. I lost a fair bit of weight throughout that time, and I was feeling good about myself at such a young age, and I was getting strong and I was getting good at boxing, and just so many positives came out of it for me, which was incredible. And then once COVID passed, I got back in the gym, and I was training pretty much every day, going hard. And then you guys announced the first bucket list experience, which was a fight, and I put my hand up for that and said yes, and that was an absolute honor to be a part of. It was an incredible experience. Beforehand, I was terrified, absolutely terrified. But then afterwards, I was like, when's the next one? That was the best thing I've ever done. So that experience as a whole was absolutely amazing. And then I just sort of continued training. The second bucket list come around too. I participated in that one. I guess that one was a bit more bigger because I had to fight on the main card. I was the main fighter of the card, which is incredible. I was 15, 16, which is crazy. And once again, that was an incredible experience at that time. And then from there, I was trying to pursue a job, and I was trying to find a job. I worked at a couple of different jobs beforehand, just trying to earn a form of income. And then I got the opportunity to work with the kids, and then I was officially working with the kids. So where I was now in that position. And even for me at that time, that was a pretty big thing for me then. I was like, bro, this is crazy. This is mad, And I was finally getting to do something that I enjoyed, and no one else my age was doing anything like that. So I loved it. And then from there, teaching the kids for many years, I then progressed, moving on to coaching adults. And back at Hitfit Melton, I was putting in the dog days doing then, I was doing the 6 a.m. class, at 5:10, 6 a.m., 7:30. I remember one of the times I had an exam through the day. I went and did the exam, then I come back and I finished at 10 o'clock that night, just putting in work, you know what I mean? Because I found something I loved and I wanted to pursue. And then from that position, coaching adults and things like that, and just constantly doing that. I was able to be part of the fight team as well and slowly coach the fight team. And then this place opened up, Hitfit Ravenhall, and then I got the incredible opportunity to be pretty much the head coach at Hitfit Ravenhall, which at that time, I couldn't even express to you how happy I was at that time. It was an absolute full circle then, It was one of those times in my life where I was like, wow, this is crazy, the first proper big eye opener for me, And then we through that process, we built an incredible community. So much things happened from then till now. And now I'm sitting in this chair, being able to say it's officially mine, you know what I mean? Which is crazy to think about. And just from going from a 14-year-old boy that just wanted to lose some weight to sitting in this chair with you, shaking your hand saying, we agree on this and it's officially mine, is crazy to think about, And I guess it's a story don't hear about very often, and I'm forever grateful and blessed for this opportunity, bro. So it's crazy to see the full circle it's had, and I cannot wait for it, man. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So yeah, forever grateful.
You've had a very important role in building the community here at Hitfit Ravenhall, obviously as a team member initially. Yeah. It is pretty cool the fact that now you're going to take over the location that you helped build.
Yeah.
Some previous franchisees obviously worked in the location, didn't have the same opportunity and had to go to a different location and build up a community of their own, which obviously sometimes is just part of the process, where you have the opportunity to stay in the community that you helped build.
Yeah,
how important has that been for you? The fact that, again, you don't have to go somewhere else to obviously form a new community. You get to stay within the community that you've created and hopefully begin to expand and take that to a new level now that it's your own.
Yeah, for sure. It's been the biggest help, I would say, and it's a blessing in disguise in my eyes. It really is, because the community that we've built, even when it wasn't mine, when when I officially got the position to be the head coach at Ravenhall, I wanted to make it like it was my own anyway, So the amount of relationships I've built and the amount of I guess hours I've put into building the community and making it what it is today is obviously a blessing in disguise, because it's not necessarily like I'm taking any back steps, and it's like I can continue to build what I'm building, continuing to do what I love, and just make it 10 times better, 10 times better. And it's, like I said, it's not necessarily a setback. As you mentioned, if I was to do, go open up another franchisee somewhere else, and would have to start from scratch, it's something I'll definitely be willing to do, but it's a blessing in disguise where I've really got a incredible community, and it's running smoothly, an incredible team, an incredible community, a lot of word of mouth is spread out about it, and it's already a very established, organization. It's really established gym that's pumping and doing really well. So it's a blessing in disguise, really, and I'm forever grateful for the team that I've been able to help build up, the members, the community just as a whole and just as general. So it's definitely a blessing in disguise for sure.
100%, mate. And how important do you think it is for any person to stack skills and work through the levels? Obviously, as you mentioned, you started boxing as a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah.
That led you to box as an adult, step into the ring, begin to coach kids, begin to coach adults, become a head coach, now to have a location of your own. I'm sure through that process, you would have doubts and is this worth it, or where is this going to lead?
Yeah.
Can you comment on that process?
Yeah, for sure. Through the process, so many ups and so many downs, so many ups and so many downs from what you expect in a situation like this, what you choose to listen to from other people, who you put yourself around, so many different factors of ups and downs, so many positives and so many negatives along the journey, 100%. I would say the main point is, or the main point to express is stacking the skills, and what I've learnt throughout this period is stacking skills. Skills are invaluable. You can't put a price on the skill. Once you've got that skill, you've got that skill forever. In comparison, you buy something that can go, or they can increase in value, they can decrease in value. A skill that's with you for life, and you've got that forever. So I'm forever grateful that through those times where I can be completely honest with you, bro, you sit there and you're like, is this even worth it? Is this really worth it? I'm so glad I still continued to do those and still continued to push through those moments, because they've alternatively got me sat in this chair today, and got me the opportunity where I'm able to have it as my own franchise, and stacking skills along that journey from just stepping in the boxing gym just in the first place because I wanted to lose some weight, to stepping in the ring, to teaching kids, to waking up at 4 a.m. to run a session when you cannot be bothered, you know what I mean? All those little 1%ers and all those skills has got me into a position where I'm able to do that today, and I'm forever grateful for all the support and all the guidance along that way too, because you don't know, I know for myself, I didn't know how to deal with these skills. I didn't know if that's a certain skill I should invest in, if that's something I should avoid, I guess just sort of taking the risk and just going through with those different skills and just keep stacking to your board and keep adding on to your board, because those skills are irreplaceable at the end of the day. Anything can go wrong. We can wake up tomorrow with an idea like that, but I know from me, all those skills that I have from all my past and all the work that I've put in, I know I've stood on my own 2 feet and done for myself, so I know everything that has led me up to this moment has been within, and it's no one else's choice or obviously guidance, but I've stood on my own 2 feet and have been able to get me to where I am today because of stacking skills. And if I never did that, I probably wouldn't be sitting in this chair. You know what I mean? If I ended up complaining or something was too hard or whatever, I wouldn't be sat here, So skill stacking is the most important value that I've been taught throughout this process for sure.
Mm-hmm. And also you touched on it before, surrounding yourself with the right people and getting the support and getting that guidance. How important has that been to you within the community at Hitfit?
The most important thing, really. I truly believe who you surround yourself is who you become. I truly believe that. That's probably pretty much the biggest lesson boxing as a whole has taught me. Who you surround yourself is who you become. And if you want to be successful, you got to put yourself around successful people. And if you want to be a nice person, you got to put yourself around nice people. You want to be a bad person, well, you put yourself around bad people. And for me, I just want to be the best version of myself I can be, and to be able to bring off that energy to a community and make people think and be a part of the same thing as me is quite powerful. You know, it's incredible. And it is one of the biggest lessons that boxing as a whole has taught me, putting yourself around the people that have the same goals and ambitions as you is only going to make you rise as well, you know? And no one wants to be on the decline. No one wants to go down in physically, mentally, like any parts of their life, you know? So I found that putting yourself around people that, like, I know that I look up to, like yourself and some others, that of where I want to be when I hit that age, you know? I recognize I'm still young, and I look up to those people that when I'm that age, I at least want some of that. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. And I think if I can continue to put in those skills and keep surrounding myself with them good people, I think anything is possible and anything's achievable. And I think there's no excuses as to why. I don't believe anything's impossible. You know, I believe you put enough effort in and you surround yourself with the right resources and you surround yourself with the right people, anything is possible. And boxing and working with yourself and working with this sort of environment has taught me that. And I truly only believe it's only going to get bigger and better from here. So, yeah.
What's one thing you're looking forward to most about having a location of your own?
Yeah, the one thing I'm looking forward to the most is just putting as much effort into it as possible and building like my second home, you know, building my second home and making it like officially mine. You know what I mean? I would never dream. This is things I dream about. You know what I mean? Not like I wouldn't imagine in a million years. You asked me a couple of years back, I'm sat in this chair having this conversation with you. Like, no way. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even, like, that thought wouldn't even cross my mind, you know? So I guess the biggest thing for me is, to be able to make it like the best operating HitFit there is around, you know, make it known that this is my gym, make myself known. People know who I am, people know my values, people know my morals, people know, you hear about my name, like, yeah, Brae's got the gym and he's a real good guy and you know, he's on a good path and this and that. That's how I want to be remembered, I guess, from people. And just to make it like the biggest possible thing and the most positive thing, you know, so you hear about it, instantly puts a smile on your face. So you hear about it, it's an instant thought or, you know, an instant positive interaction, nothing negative. So I guess that's my biggest goal, to make it the most positive and best performing HitFit in the suburbs. So for sure.
On that note, mate, we're all very proud of how far you've come
and
wish you nothing but the best for this new location. And of course, we'll be in your corner, here to support you every step of the way.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for everything, bro. Appreciate it.